Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hacking Self Stories. Today, we're going through Mansfield's figures. Whey! Honestly, Mansfield's the gift that keeps on giving. I think I said on Monday's podcast, you've listened to. But Mansfield, I was so close to not doing it. Honestly, because my mum, my dad, my wife, one of the investors, friends, other family members, other people in the self-storage industry said to me, Dean, don't do it. Don't do it. I got loads of advice, and the majority of advice was don't do it. Some people said to me, don't do it because it's too small. You want to be doing freeholds now. You've got to be investing in freeholds. Da, 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 da. I had a long conversation with people, and I really, really appreciate everybody's advice because nobody's given me advice to do anything other than help. So I really, really honestly appreciate it. And I nearly didn't go for it. And I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I said no. And then for some reason, they got back in contact with me. We got a slightly better deal and we went for it. And I'm so glad we did because Mansfield is one of those sites that you can't outposition me. You cannot outposition me. I'm right opposite Tesco's and on the main road going into the city centre. And so I love it. Absolutely love it. Yes, it's set back a little bit. It's on the main road. The entrance on the main road is set back a little bit, but I'm cool with it. Absolutely cool with it. The rent is fantastic. The rates, we're trying to get the rates sorted in a minute. But it really is a wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to say it's a fucking gold mine. Honestly, when you get the right site, it just works. I don't know how many months it took to cash flow, but it wasn't very many months at all. The reason why I don't know how many months is because we had to put the loan through Bever24 on different accounts and but the takings now, we'll be taking around about £360,000 MRR from this month forward. And it's going to get more and more and more. And it's just brilliant. I feel so lucky and blessed that I found the site and it's just in a great location. Got three different experts to look at it just to make sure that I wasn't missing something, that I hadn't miscalculated. Because you know what? Sometimes you get emotionally connected to the outcome. Sometimes you want something so bad that you overlook the negative points, you overlook the bad points. And this was one of the occasions where I thought, am I not seeing something? Because we've all got our blind spots. And if you don't think you've got a blind spot, that is your blind spot. We've all got our biases as well. And so we've got to be careful. That's why having a consultant, having other people to come in and help you is invaluable. Honestly, I can't recommend it enough. I know I'm not selling consultancy work or anything like that, but I just think it's invaluable and doesn't have to be in the self-storage industry as well. It could be business operators. The only thing I will say is that they've got to be one step above in front of you. They've got to be, they've got to offer something of value. And by the way, you don't have to agree with everything they say. There's not one consultant that I've used I agree with everything he says, and nor should I. You don't have to, because sometimes a consultant, they don't like being challenged. You don't have to challenge them face to face, but sometimes you can do. It depends on what relationship you have with that person. You should be able to challenge your consultant. I mean, I know that me and Dave, I challenged Dave on something that we was talking about at Mansfield. And then Dave said, I didn't say it like that. That is a consultant you want. You want to be able to challenge people. That was only a couple of weeks ago, so it springs to mind. You want to be able to challenge your consultant, and you want your consultant to be open to being wrong, to learning something. Because if they're ego driven, that's when you've got to be careful. And I've worked with many a person that is ego driven and never ever wants to be wrong. So you just got to be a little bit careful then. But equally, it doesn't matter if you disagree on 90% of the things. If you only take away 10% of the stuff he says, or they say, or she says, then I think it's worth it because you can put it inside your business and you can utilize it and you can move it going forward, which is terrific. And so many people, they just, honestly, I think that is the biggest cheat you can have. And I don't know why I'm even talking about it because I'm selling other people's services. I think it's the biggest cheat in life. You buy their expertise, buy their experience. Why wouldn't you? All it has to do is save you a couple of mistakes, and that's it. And I was talking to a consultant a bit ago that I'm not going to say if everyone know or not, and they were saying to me they cannot understand people getting a price and then ghost them on the price. And they was talking about some people just get a price. He knows he can help them, and just don't get back to him. And I question people like that, not the consultant, the other guy, because I question people like that. I'm thinking, why if it's X amount of thousands of pounds, but you're gaining that knowledge that you don't have yet, why wouldn't you? Because then you can utilize that knowledge that consulting gives you for the rest of the time, the rest of your days. And if it's 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 1,000, whatever it is, bloody bargain, absolute bargain, because blood, sweat, tears it costs them to get to that point. Anyway, no idea how I got on this rant about consultants. Nothing to do with this. We're talking about Mansfield. Anyway, Mansfield, I feel very, very lucky that I got Mansfield, that I changed my mind. I went, another thing, you've got to go with your own gut. Yes, you want to take advice from loved ones and stuff, but ultimately, this is your life. Your life. Yes, it impacts other people, but you've got to live with the decisions you make. And I'm going to sound like a right lad, bloke. But ultimately, my job is to look after, in our house, I go out to work. Obviously, the wife, she works 10 hours a week, maybe sometimes at Stormore. So it's my job to look after the family. And I've got to, there's no point, because sometimes the wife says to me, I don't even know why I ask my opinion because you do what you want anyway. I say, yeah, but Claire, I take your opinion on board and then I do what I think is right. And sometimes I agree with you, sometimes I don't. But equally, if I just take your decision, you might as well run the company, because if I just go on your decision, you are running the company. And equally, I say it to mum as well. And so I'd listen to everybody. You've got to be open to everybody's investment in advice, but you're your own man and you've got to live with the consequences and you live with results. And I think it is super important that we understand that and you make your own decisions. Anyway, I just feel very, very lucky that Mansfield worked out incredibly well. And it could have gone either way, and everybody else would have been right and they'd have been told you, I told you so. And we don't want to live in that world. Right. So Mansfield, it is the gift that keeps on giving. So I had a wonderful month again. I'm going to tell you straight away, I scored a 10 out of 10. Absolute belter. 92 quotes. Want to get above that 100 quote mark, but 92, it's all right. 35 reservations, that's a conversion rate of 35%. Oh, sorry, 38%. We moved in 32 people. That's a conversion rate of 35%. So 38% for reservations, 35% for move-ins. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It just keeps converting so high, so high. And we will start tweaking it now. And so it is going to be eventually a revenue play, because we haven't budgeted for the shop fit until next early next year. So even if we put people are coming down to quote for us now, but it's not going to happen until next year anyway. Now we just can't get it done before then, and you don't need to because of winter periods and stuff. But we are going to start cranking up our revenue a little bit now, price per square foot, etc. And so you will see a change, because obviously at the minute we're just about occupancy still. But the revenue is still good. Google Ad spend, 51 quid a month per move-in. Cost to acquire a customer, the best of the best in our portfolio, apart from Beverly, because we don't have any ad spends. The best in our portfolio that has ad spends. It's incredible. That's why if you find an underserviced area, run at it, my friends, run at it. And also, I think it is a perfect storm. This is Mansfield has been a perfect storm, because underserviced, great location, and the best products on the market. There's no big boys in Mansfield either, so it's wonderful. And by the way, it's over service now, so keep away. You won't outposition me anyway, so no. I am so immature. Right, 3,500 square foot moved in. Yeah, let's have a good time, don't we? 1,375 square foot moved out. Net result 2,140. Whoop whoop. Rooms moved in was 30. Well, we've got 167 rooms occupied. We've got 24 containers rented out, even though it says 25 here. Don't know why it does. Store occupancy is 72%. Store occupied is 16,660. And best month ever for revenue was 25,387. And guess what? This October is going to blitz that, absolutely blitz it. It's going to be around about 28,000. I reckon it will be 28,000, which is incredible. 29,000. Might even touch 30. So really, really happy there. Right, let's have a highlighted points then. Conversion rates. Well, quotes, first of all. It's okay. I think you've been a bit high, said Dean. I'd like to be more, though. I'd like to be over 100. But you know what? I'm brilliant at that. I'm absolutely brilliant. Conversions, Quotes to move-ins, quotes to reservations was nuts, absolutely brilliant. Cancelled and expired reservations, zero, baby. No cancelled or expired reservations. So what are we doing differently, Mansfield to Clough Road? Is there anything we can take from it? Are we doing anything different? I don't think so, but who knows? They're both manless sites, but this is the second time in a row that we're having no cancelled reservations at Mansfield. 2 months on the trot. 2 months on the trot. One was 17% cancelled reservations, and one was 16% cancelled reservations at Clough Road. So why? Why? I hope my team are asking why as well. Right, cost to acquire a customer, £51. I'll take that all day. 3,500 square foot in. Awesome. It's the second best ever. 1,400 square foot moved out. That's a 10% churn rate. I'm happy with that. 10% churn rate, especially for a new site, by the way. I think that is really good. Net over 2,000 square foot up. Again, I'll take that. 72% occupied. Phase 2 will start soon. Revenue, highest month ever. For those of you who can't see me, I'm actually dabbing. Well, that's what it tries to be. In my head, it's like real cool. I'm like, yeah, well, yeah. And really, it's definitely not. So, yeah, my kids dab and they're like, every time I do it, they go, Dad, stop. I'm like, nope. Anyway, I'll dab again next month because it's going to be the highest ever again next month. Right, average insurance sold nearly £6,000 of insurance. Not great, but it's been nearly the highest insurance we've ever taken at Mansfield. I think it is the highest we've ever taken at Mansfield. Insurance, £6,000. That's the target. So, right, so the score is 10 out of 10, baby. Great month, and it's fully manless. What else could I ask for? 2,000 square foot up. By the way, October isn't going to be the same, like I said, but I'm over the moon with it. Absolutely ding, dang, doom. Right, tomorrow we're talking about Wrexham. How was Wrexham? I've just done all these today. Anyway, don't forget to sign up to mrselfstorage.com. You can have a look at all these figures and yesterday's results. The day you get it, you get yesterday's results as well. And you get Self Storage news as well, what's happening inside the industry. Okay, my friends, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Honestly, thank you very much for listening. I really, really appreciate it. All right, my friends, speak to you soon. Ta-da.